One cup of coffee can negate up to 4 to 8 glasses of water from your body. Coffee destroys your adrenal glands, which messes up your hormone balance, including your cortisol levels. Again, we talk about detoxifying the body. You're drinking a toxic substance, but I don't drink any caffeine. I don't, drink most other things that people do. I don't touch energy drinks. Longevity, muscle is the organ of longevity. And we got to do as much as we can to support these muscles. Hydration, nutrient, flood the body with these nutrients. One of my things, and I talk to my patients about all the time, is dehydration. And I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't take in any caffeine. And what people have to realize, the caffeine intake really affects the hydration level. So many people say 1 cup of coffee, 1 cup of water. And I wish I had saved it. I actually read somewhere that 1 cup of coffee can negate up to 4 to 8 glasses of water from your body. And, people are destroying themselves, with the coffee. And I mean, the coffee's acidic. Coffee destroys your adrenal glands, which messes up your hormone balance, including your cortisol levels. So, you can go on and on with this. And I see so many people making excuses to keep drinking their coffee, or, you can drink it, with the program. Coffee is also very, again, we talk about detoxifying the body. You're drinking a toxic substance, unless you're getting, even some of the organic coffees. I'm just, I could go on and on about coffee because I lecture my patients on it. One thing that I always say to my patients too about dehydration and everything, you got to think of your muscles, all your organs. They're like a sponge.
Yep.
And if you don't add water to a sponge, what happens to it?
Dries out.
It dries out. It gets stiff. I'm a chiropractor, so I'm always dealing with people that are in pain, joint pain, muscle pain, and I can feel in them that they're so dehydrated, and I always use that sponge analogy. And I say to them, what happens to a dried out sponge and you try and bend it? It tears and breaks. But if you put water into a sponge, it's so much more resilient. You can try and tear a wet sponge, and it's going to take a lot more effort. And many of us are exercising. What are you doing when you exercise? You're tearing muscle.
Right.
So if you're dehydrated, tearing those muscles, they're not going to heal as well. We want to give the body as much, as possible for the longevity. We keep talking about longevity. Muscle is the organ of longevity. And we got to do as much as we can to support these muscles. Hydration, nutrient, flood the body with these nutrients. The world's most perfect superfood. We have it. I don't drink any caffeine. I don't, drink most other things that people do. I don't touch energy drinks. Everybody's going to be a little different, and you basically it's a trial and error, type thing. You just have to test your body. But I'm so pro the hydrate. Our electrolytes are
The best.
the best that I've in my 28-year career, by far the best electrolyte product I've seen.